All right, so welcome back. It's time for us to have a conversation on the Consumer Tech segment. Now, today on Consumer Tech segment, we're going to be talking about living with breast cancer in the digital age. Of course, it's a digital era, and we should be able to make use of technology.
Absolutely.
At this time. Of course, one of our good friends, Stephen Nasebwedi, has joined us in the studio. He is a digital marketing consultant, and he's going to help us to understand which apps, websites, and all of that will help us in this course. Good morning, Stephen. How are you doing?
Good morning, Queen.
It's
good morning, Femi.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. But I think we can start from breast cancer education, you know, how apps can help us, or technology plays a role.
I thank you very much. I mean, I think we are not doctors, but the way we can help is to let people know that one of the best ways to manage the condition or even to prevent it is being informed. So, I mean, that's why we have this month, sharing the knowledge and all of that. So what we're going to do today is look at apps and websites that can inform people out there. I mean, the right way to even do your self-examination, when to go for your mammogram, all those things, all those signs, what they mean and things like that. So that's what we're going to do. Thankfully, in a digital age, knowledge abounds. You can find the right platforms for the knowledge. So that's what we're going to do today.
Okay, so take us into it.
Right. So I reviewed a number of apps. I mean, these apps are bound, but one that I would recommend readily is one called Know Your Lemons. If they can project it, I mean, when you download it, so download Know Your Lemons, and when you download it, sign in. So I've created an account with my name.
So we have it on there?
Yeah, that's it. So this is the welcome screen. Once you sign in, this is the welcome screen. Now this screen shows your usual cycle, your monthly cycle. So like you can see the red, the pink side shows, I mean, the when you are bleeding. Okay, and then the yellow at the top is self-examination. That's a good time to do your self-examination. Because one of the things the doctors will tell you is that examining yourself at different times in the month feels differently. The breast feels differently. You need to examine yourself at the right time. And then also when you are like your fertility period. So these are all things. But like I was saying, if you go in and you enter your details, so it's not just the ladies, guys do it as well. So you can support whether it's your sister, your partner, or whoever, because we're in this together. So I've created an account, and it will help me to be able to track so for this purpose. So if you have that, that's the home page. If you go there, it will tell you where you are. So you can see, for example, the 9 is highlighted for me. Means I'm in day 9 of my cycle. Based on the information I've entered. The other thing I want us to look at is if you go to the bottom of the app, if you download the app, you show you the risk factors. So you can look at the number of risks. You can do a risk assessment. It's like a quiz. So you can go through the quiz. We'll ask you a number of questions. I mean, so we encourage people to go in and do that. But not only that, the risk factors, which is like your age, for example. And if we go into that one, you can read for them. The more periods you've had, the more estrogen you have been exposed to, which can increase your risk. So it can tell you all these things, so you know where you are, how exposed you are, your risk, which is very, very good, because there are a lot of people out there who, unless they go to see a doctor, they won't find this information. But it's a good platform that sources the information, the right information. So it's good to recommend this to people. If you go back to your home page, as in your welcome screen, you can do mammogram tools. And one I like here is preparing for your mammogram. For example, I didn't know this, but it tells you, for example, that no deodorants, no powder or lotions.
Oh, I see.
Because it can look misleading if it's on your armpit or breasts. But these are things we don't know.
No.
I see.
So I mean, preparing for, it's not just, I mean, then you go on and say, book your appointment with an FD or whatever. So this is from the States, so it will do that. But if you go down and say, a few days after your period is usually best. No period, pick a day. So I mean, look at the time when it's best to go for your mammogram, so you don't get any misleading, whatever. Tells you even the clothes to wear for it. So it says, leave the jumpsuit at home and wear a top that is easy to remove. So you can, doctor can, because you don't also want to have any like nervous, I mean, moments or whatever. So take a pain reliever like ibuprofen an hour before. Why do you need to do that? Then it says it feels similar to getting your blood pressure taken and may pinch a bit. Okay,
so you deal with the pain before you even get there. Prepare yourself.
Prepare yourself. So this is very, very important to learn all these things, because, like I said, a lot of people don't even know the right way to do even the self-examination.
Yeah, yeah. We attempted that yesterday here.
Yeah, so I saw the video.
Yeah.
So it was very, very good. Your session
very
with the doctor.
educative.
Very good.
Yeah.
So these are important things. There's a video there that if they can show it,
okay.
It talks about how to even examine your breast, right? Just like a 30 seconds or 1 minute video.
Okay.
If they can show it for us.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would encourage people to go download the app and watch this video, for example.
So it means that before you even go on to see a doctor, you can have this app and then do your own kind of examination.
Yes. Obviously, you would need to go to a doctor to validate or confirm what you've seen. But it's good. Like for example, we saw those 3 different, heart levels.
Yeah.
And people, when they feel just anything, start panicking.
Yeah.
Well, it could be scary because you don't know what you're dealing with.
Exactly. But at least when you know this, you know, oh, it's a bit soft, it's a bit tender. It's not exactly that, so you don't panic, but you still need to go and get it checked out. The important message is that.
And then they also say that if you do examine yourself regularly, then when the slightest changes happen,
you know it.
It's easier to detect.
Changes. It, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think that for me, what I would say is that as soon as you detect the changes, act on it.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Don't sit back and say you are watching small to see.
You're waiting for it to. You know, sometimes we do that often. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, let me monitor it a bit and see maybe a day or two and see.
That's a big mistake. And so you saw also the 12 lemons that were there. Show different shapes that your breast could be. I mean, looking different, and it will show you what each of them means. So I mean, at least you are informed.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll say is that beside the app, these days there are WhatsApp groups everywhere. And these, like we said the last time, build communities. So even at City, you may have a WhatsApp group for the ladies and the guys. So for this month, use it to discuss some of these issues and things, because you need a support network when you're going through these things. Just somebody to even remind you, oh, have you done your self-examination this week? Have you done your check? When was that? People do it annually, the mammogram. But you need to keep reminding friends and family that you need to do this. So it's very, very important.
You know, sometimes people also kind of sharing their experiences with you to allay your fears, because it could be, it could be frightening.
Because living with it, like we're saying, it's not easy. But when you know you have a support network, the pain is a bit lighter for you. There's also a website that, we've got National Breast Cancer Foundation. Is from the States. The challenge we have is that in Ghana, we don't have these websites and things. We need to encourage our institutions to set up some of these, so we can have some local content as well. But if you go there, on the top, you see, for example, what is breast cancer, early detection, diagnosis. So, for example, stages. For example, if we go into the stages, it tells you about the different stages. So stage 0 or 1. The stage of cancer indicates that the size of the tumor, of abnormal cells, and whether or not, sorry, I just clicked on it.
Yeah, so it gives us the stages. It gives us.
I was trying to read it, and not whether or not it's, kind of like it's fully developed and things like what it's going through. And there's a video there you can watch. So go to this website as well. Look at various things that are there. It's important that you take advantage of all these platforms to do that. If we go back, all the tabs that are here, you can click on them and go to different things. There are even different types.
Yeah, so this website is nationalbreastcancer.org.
Yes.
Nationalbreastcancer.org. It's actually, like you said, it's a US-based website. But I find it very, very in-depth. I mean, just looking at the drop-down menu on the side, it seems very detailed.
You know, and we need.
I wish we should, you know, maybe the Medical Women's Association of Ghana or someone can do something like this.
It will help. It will help. But I think in the meantime, breast cancer is breast cancer.
Well, exactly.
You know,
so
any information anywhere you need it exactly.
I think to your point, I mean, in my business, in marketing and communication, the more local the information is, the more believable people.
Absolutely, because this looks far away, and you know, sometimes too, it will tell of our environment, you know, what we are doing, our risk factors, you know, everything that we need to do might be different from the States. So I agree with you on that.
Or for example, when we went onto the app, it can link you with the nearest, for example, doctor. But if you are here,
if you're not that BRCA.
You're another bracket. So we need to start getting some local content and local resources. I mean,
California to BRCA is quite far.
No, I agree with you, because I think that, you know, moving on, we are looking at our lifestyle, we are looking at other things, you know, and so these kind of like breast cancer, I mean, the clinics and other.
Last week we were talking about heart,
you know, exactly, you know, other specialist clinics are very important. We need to have them now because people really want to go to the hospitals to check some of these things, but sometimes you ask yourself, where are you going?
And just from a marketing person, sometimes people don't see these as ways to position yourselves as a thought leader. So there may be a big big medical hospital that would see this as like just expenditure or whatever. By positions them as the go-to people, the thought leaders when it comes to this. So it's a good area for them to invest in.
I remember, I think it was a week ago, or a week and a half ago, we had a Ghanaian app developer come through, you know, and they have a very functional app where you can jump on it. It's not specific to breast cancer. I mean, I would definitely like to see one that's specific to breast cancer, but it's a general health, you know, where you can access doctors, ask questions, you know, and there are doctors literally available on call, you know, and they act as partners on the app. So literally, when you can then get in touch with the doctor.
I don't want to mention brands here, but when I was working at PZ, you know, the stuff I did with the moms, for example. So I had pediatricians that had trained online actively using Facebook as a virtual consulting room. So sometimes moms will go and see a pediatrician, then they will come and ask the moms on the platform, the midwives, to validate the prescription they've been given. You ask them and say doctor no chimoda, if you understand that. Well, you know, moms would not just take anything that they are told in the consulting room. They want a peer mom to validate it, to confirm it for them. So we need to have these kind of environment, peer-to-peer.
And it has really become necessary in this time that we are in. You know, COVID has come and we are kind of discouraging human contact as much as possible. And I think that this is when technology really plays a role, you know. So I think we should take advantage of these things. And then, I mean, it's easier accessing stuff like that from the comfort of your home, you know, being able to talk to a doctor, paying via, you know, the internet and all that. I think that we really need to pay attention to these things.
And like I said earlier, share it with the guys in your network so they can also support you guys. It's not just for the ladies, we can also, because
which I think is critical.
We need to stress it.
No, it is critical. And then of course men also get breast cancer, which is something that we cannot overstate, because too many times we're thinking, when you say breast cancer, okay, women, then the men turn their heads away.
Because we have protruding.
So
you think that is what it is?
I think that's what it is, right? But at the end of the day, there are men who die of breast cancer because in their minds, it cannot be breast cancer. I mean, seriously. I mean, something else, you know.
We're very dismissive.
Yes, we're very dismissive of it. I think it's very important.
There's another website.
Yes.
That's similar to breastcancernow.org.
Okay.
So that also, I mean, provides different information, different videos, and provides a support network also. I mean, but these are all in the States. I'm recommending these so that people who are listening, if you want to build a system like this, you know the examples to use. Because we really need a local one. I mean, I can't stress it enough. But you find all the information you need to do your research. Find out, because being informed is the starting point. being well informed is a certain point in managing the condition very well.
I like this message that they have here on the website. It says, if you're affected by breast cancer, we're always with you.
Yeah.
Every October, people all over the world show their support for everyone affected by breast cancer. We're focused on accelerating research and providing vital support every way we can all year round. This month, we're committed to showing you that no matter who you are, whatever your experience of breast cancer is, we're always.
And I like when they say all year round.
Yes.
Because what happens is that we're doing it here.
Yeah.
I know hospitals who are even supposed to own this. They will do it this month.
Yes.
And then after this month, it stops.
Wait for another October.
No, that's not good enough. But this is where digital becomes relevant. So that all year round, you have these tools to be able to go back and check them. And let's set up these small WhatsApp groups that we can use to even share and support each other. I mean,
and it gives much more information and education on there, because it also goes on to say that it's asking what is secondary breast cancer. You know, if you're living with secondary breast cancer, we are always with you. So what is primary breast cancer? What is secondary breast cancer? You know, what are your chances of living? What does these things mean? I think that this is very informative.
Raise there's one part I like here. Raise awareness of breast cancer in men. It is rare, but it's important for men to be aware too, you know. So, I mean, again, we cannot overstate this because I like the fact that they've included it here in the website, because Charlie Mendy, we can always say, oh, listen, our problem is prostate. It's the different matter.
Exactly.
The breast cancer is for the women's side.
And interestingly, we're the ones that are always online. Most of us men are online. So even if the women in your network can access these, why don't you access it and access the information to educate them, share it with them? Because they may not be as active online as you are, but you can access the information and share it with them.
And we're always on our phones. We are always checking stuff, you know, tablets. And, let's read, you know. It's not just about videos and posting stuff. Let's read. And no, yes, Kweku.
This. It says here, it says, share the signs and symptoms of primary breast cancer. Almost half of women in the UK, as literate and as information-driven as a society is, almost half of the women in the UK don't check their breasts regularly.
Well, that's one small part. Checking it right is the second part.
So
I mean, there's a secular.
There's a way to do it.
The way to do it, which is one of the videos that's there.
We saw earlier.
A lot of people do it wrongly.
But I find it quite staggering that in an environment of society that it's been talked about for so long, you know, that even for them, I'm wondering how bad it is here.
It's attitudes, you know. Sometimes you know, but you feel like, well, you don't feel anything. And sometimes you may just gloss over it because you don't have headaches, you don't have tummy upset, no pain, nothing.
For us, we're always about the symptoms.
You know, you're hurried to catch a taxi, you're hurried to catch church, or you get home late, you want to go and sleep, you are hungry. So these things would not come to you unless you develop the attitude, you know, of consciously and deliberately checking regularly.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've said it again. I think it's important for us to do this. And please jump on the websites, get into the apps, download the apps, make sure you start getting active. And for the men, kindly engage the ladies in your life and help them, you know, to set it up if they're having any challenges. And then, you know, walk along with them, you know, and let's help each other and make sure that we drive out breast cancer totally, if we can, from our society. Thank you very much, Stephen.
Thank you very much for having me.
Stephen Nasebwedi is a digital marketing consultant and he's been helping us to look at apps and websites, you know, talking about living in this digital age, how to handle breast cancer.